adoption. This is a really tough one, and we really need to address this. And I have started to try to readdress this with the women who come to the center. One of the things that is a real problem is the negative view of adoption that is currently in the culture, and also more so is the negative view of the woman who puts her child up for adoption, the birth mother, that she's bad, that she's abandoned her child, that she's given the child up, that she somehow is not a good choice. And so we have to start affirming birth mothers in our language, instead of talking about giving the baby up, using words like choosing a parenting plan. I talk to the women, I say, well, are you going to parent the child or not parent the child? That's what the issue is, right? So changing our language, and also having more affirmation of this as a good choice. And Marianne, I don't have it with me, but she just handed me a book on, what's the name of it?
Birth Mothers, Good Mothers.
Birth Mothers, Good Mothers. And that's what we have to start doing. And I have started to try to talk to the women, rethink because nobody wants to hear about adoption. They act like I'm using a bad word sometimes, or that I think that they're a bad mother. And so what I have learned to do is to tell them, look, I have to teach you about all your options. We're just going to talk about it. Maybe you'll help somebody else with it. And then it's sort of a process of desensitizing them after they've heard the word. They're more open the second time, more open the third time. You have to start talking about this. And also the increased awareness of positive outcomes of adoptions. The statistics are incredible how well children who are placed in good adoptive homes do. And then the last piece is practical support for birth mothers. If a woman says to me, I want to, I've decided I really would like to choose an adoption plan, but I'm going to be homeless, be kicked out of my house. They're not going to let me work my job when they find out I'm pregnant. What do I do with her? And we've had that problem, and it's a big stress for us to try to figure all that out. And I think that that's one of the things that we have to start working on is and then in that process we can educate people. Look, we have this program for birth mothers, And when I was researching this online, a lot of the maternity homes, quite a few of them have turned into birth mother homes, but there's a waiting list to get in. That shouldn't be. They should have empty beds in some of these places. So that's another, that's just my little commercial. And then there's so many stories, and I'm sorry I have gotten more into the statistics and the stories, but there's so many stories. And the women, this is a woman who, she just wrote this to me, so I picked this. One of the big things is that the strength, I put that in bold, found the strength to make it without the help of this organization. This woman was, she's like 27. She got unexpectedly pregnant. The father of the baby first was supportive, and then her mother was totally against her continuing the pregnancy. So she moved in with the father of the baby. At the end of the weekend, he put all her stuff on the street. So she had no place to live. And so we worked with her, and the only thing she knew, and she was smart enough to know this, that she had suffered from severe depression when she was younger, and she just couldn't go back there. And if it wasn't for pregnancy help, there's sometimes you know clearly that if you were not there, that she would have chosen the abortion. And if she wasn't for somebody affirming her, saying you can do this, even though everybody in your life is telling you not, that you can't, that's right. You don't want to go into that dark place. That's right. That's the right choice for you. If there wasn't somebody there, she wouldn't have made it, because she had a lot of struggles. But the thing about it is that the good Lord provides, and that's what we have to believe. And we have to believe with these women that you will be taken care of. We will be there, but the good Lord is going to provide for you because of the choice that you have made. And so this woman, it was amazing, the transformation. She had an $8 an hour part-time job, and she got herself a full-time job at $12 an hour. Well, that makes a big difference in your life, and she couldn't believe it. She couldn't believe that this had happened to her because she'd been looking for other work. Then, so we started working on housing with her. And we have this great counselor in the office who just understands all of that stuff. And so we started, she worked hard. We started working the housing list. Well, I have to tell you what happened, because a month before her baby was due, she got accepted into brand new subsidized housing, brand new townhouse. And so I would say to her, everything's gonna turn out all right. I'm praying for you, everything's gonna turn out all right. Well, now, she has no faith, and she doesn't like to hear too much about it either. But now she believes. I mean, she believes that there's something to that, even though she's not going to, who knows what the future is. But she has done amazing things, and the thing is that that's the Lord. You have these women, they come in, they make this choice, and we have to be there for them, but we also have to be believing that it's going to be hard. It's going to be absolutely really hard, and you don't ever want to downplay how hard her day is, because her mother still has not seen that baby, refuses to see the baby. And imagine, this is the thing that hits me. That baby smiles for the first time. Who's happy with her? Right? That baby takes its first step. Where's grandma? Where's grandpa? Where's daddy? She's totally alone. And that is and I hate to say it, but she's not rare. It's not a rare story that I'm telling you. So that is, in my opinion, a direct fallout from the abortion, in that before, you'd sort of say, okay, well, she made a mistake, but here's Johnny. We all got to sort of band around and take care of him, help her take care of him. But now it's like, hey, that's your choice. I raised my kids. I don't want any more. I shouldn't have to help you. That's your choice. You made that decision. You stick with it. And so it makes it very difficult for these women.